This is KGW News at 11.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being with us. I'm Brittany Falkers. Tonight, we begin with the latest numbers on the coronavirus. The Oregon Health Authority announcing another death today, a 93-year-old man from Yamhill County. His is the 13th death here in Oregon. Statewide, more than 10,000 people have been tested. Only 479 have tested positive. Washington now reporting more than 180 deaths. More than 59,000 people have been tested there. 4,300 have tested positive. But there is a reason to be hopeful. The latest data suggests our social distancing efforts are working. Models show that various scenarios what they could look like. And if we went back to business as usual right now, we could see as many as 26,000 cases in Oregon. But aggressive social distancing rules could keep that number as low as 1,000. Although we do see the number of cases jumping right now, that is expected, and that's because significantly more people are getting tested. Governor Kate Brown took to YouTube today to provide a coronavirus update. We're nearly a week into her stay-home order, and as KGW's Art Edwards tells us, the governor believes it's working to flatten the curve.
I know it's difficult. Oregonians are known for our friendly, community-centered lifestyle. Staying home may feel strange. You might be wondering if you're helping. You are.
Along with the message, the governor announced the rollout of a bold new media campaign. It urges people to stay home to avoid spreading coronavirus. The key message of the ads is don't accidentally kill someone.
The word hero is used far too often.
A second video in the campaign focuses on workers in essential frontline jobs. The ads featured in the Stay Home Save Lives campaign were designed by the Oregon Health Authority, other healthcare workers, and Portland's Wyden and Kennedy ad agency. They'll show up on television, radio, social media, and online. Washington Governor Jay Inslee clarified parts of his stay-home order. Funerals can go on as long as only immediate family members are there and attendees adhere to social distancing guidelines. Real estate and mortgage lending activities are allowed, but most of the work must be done remotely. The stay-home order does not apply to tribal lands. Tribal leaders can set their own guidelines. CenturyLink Field is being prepared as an emergency hospital for people with medical issues not related to coronavirus. The Army Corps of Engineers and FEMA will put together a facility with at least 150 beds. 300 soldiers from the 627th Army Hospital at Fort Carson, Colorado, have been deployed to Seattle to staff the hospital. In her YouTube statement, Governor Brown also talked to the need for medical supplies and more hospital beds, and again emphasized that staying home will save lives. Art Edwards, KGW News.
As COVID-19 infections spread, President Trump now says he will not institute a travel ban on the hardest hit areas of the Northeast. Instead, the CDC has issued a travel advisory. It urges people living in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut to refrain from non-essential domestic travel for the next 14 days. The president believes people leaving that region are spreading the virus to other parts of the country.
Because they're having problems down in Florida. A lot of New Yorkers going down. We don't want that.
While much of the focus remains on the Northeast, Louisiana is seeing the fastest growth rate in positive tests in the world. And Los Angeles is anticipating a hospital crisis like New York's in just a few days. Now, in response to COVID-19, Oregon will allow drivers to temporarily pump their own gas. According to the state fire marshal, the move is to ensure everyone still has access to fuel, even during potential staffing shortages at gas stations. It's also to protect those gas station attendants. Suspending attendant services would be voluntary for each station. Not all drivers are happy about it.
I'm a nurse, and it really concerns me that more and more people are going to be touching those pump handles. I'm already terrified to be at work, and now I'm terrified to get gas.
Again, this is only temporary. You'll be able to pump your own gas until at least April 11th.
You have no idea who you're stealing from, what their life is like, what they may have gone through, and what those items mean to them.
It's been a stressful time for everyone, but a local mom new to the Damascus Happy Valley area is feeling that tenfold tonight. Crooks made a difficult move even more challenging. It's not the neighborhood welcome one mom was hoping for. She's in the middle of moving and had practically her entire wardrobe stolen, along with some recently delivered packages.
I was keeping them in the garage to eliminate the chance of exposure from germs to myself by letting them die off, essentially, in the garage.
We're all worried about germs right now, but Brenda Walker more than most. Her 12-year-old son Wyatt has a rare blood disorder. He had a bone marrow transplant this summer and has been in isolation for months as he recovers.
I think he's okay because we're so accustomed to being alone and to living in our own house and not seeing people, not going to birthday parties, not going out to eat, that for him it's just like, okay, now the whole world's living like I'm living.
Things were finally starting to get back to normal before the virus ramped up. And now, while also dealing with the stress of moving, this unsettling experience.
So then I knew somebody had entered my home, a brand new home to me and my children, and not only entered it, but entered it while we were here, which makes me feel violated and vulnerable.
But Brenda believes in the good. She says her new neighbors, who are practically strangers, have already offered to give her their own clothes. And to the person who went into her garage,
so please think about who you're affecting, what those people's lives are. You might be struggling, but so might they.
With the help of police and the community, Brenda hopes to close the door on this experience so she and her family can open a new one once we all get through this global pandemic.